Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. I've got the Steelbook here, the UK HMV exclusive, and we're going to open it and we're going to take a look. So let's get into this one. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And yeah, Steelbook opening for the latest Mad Max or Mad Max Less film, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Christopher Hemsworth. Yes, this film came out, well, not too long ago. This is the 5th film in the Mad Max franchise, and it plays as a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. And we get to see the origin story of Furiosa, the character who in that was played by Charlize Theron. Tom Hardy played Mad Max. Now, this film here, it flopped at the cinema. No one went to see it. Why? Why didn't no one go and see this film? Was it because it was a little bit too late? Too far gone after the last Mad Max film? Or was it simply because there was no Mad Max in it? Whatever. George Miller. Got Frank Miller on the mind at the moment. George Miller brought us this film, another film set within that universe. What can I say about the film? So with this film here, I don't know where to start, really. I did do a review of it. I enjoyed the film. I half enjoyed it, half didn't, if that makes sense. Now, narratively speaking, and I don't mean this in a negative way, this film feels more akin to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome than what it does anything else. By which I mean it gives you more of a narrative, more of a story. The first Mad Max film was simply a sort of revenge-style thriller. The second Mad Max film was an action-packed on-the-road movie. That's exactly what Fury Road gave us. But George Miller, with Beyond Thunderdome, tried to give us a bit more story within the confines of this world. And that's exactly what this movie does. And that there makes this film have quite an extended runtime. I mean, it runs for about 2.5 hours long, which makes it the longest Mad Max film by far. So there's elements of this film that may come across as somewhat slow, somewhat boring, but then when you do get to the action set pieces, and much like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, you're in for a wild ride, and that's where these films come to life. This film is no exception. It's got some fantastic action set pieces to enjoy. Now, this film here, in comparison to that last one, Fury Road, it's a little bit more heavy in the CGI stakes. It's a bit more reliant on CGI to give us that world. But ultimately, this is a film that people didn't ask for. It's a film that people didn't want. They wanted Mad Max. And I completely understand that. However, in no one going to see this film, it kind of secures the fact that we're not going to get, or unlikely to get, another one. And what this film actually needed, or what the Fury Road, this and Fury Road needed, is another film set after this movie. Set after Fury Road, sorry, not after this film. You had Fury Road, you had this play as a prequel to Fury Road. You now needed a sequel to Fury Road. And that's kind of where I think they would have gone, because at the end of this film, we are given highlights, clips, if you will, of Fury Road over the end title sequence, thus suggesting that Fury Road comes next in the narrative. I mean, could you imagine, you know, a Mad Max film getting Mel Gibson back as an older Mad Max with someone playing an older Furiosa? Who would you cast as an older Furiosa? Anya Taylor-Joy as a young one, Charlize Theron as you know, whatever age she was in that. And then let's go a bit older and have Mel Gibson back. And who else as Furiosa? Who would you cast? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, so this Steelbook here, that's what we're here for. This Steelbook has come out today, as you can see there. So like I said, a HMV exclusive. Now there is another one of these, a Steelbook with a lovely design that's coming out in Italy. And I have pre-ordered that. I actually forgot that I pre-ordered this with HMV. I make these mistakes at times. Costly mistakes, shall we say. But there we go. We're going to open it up. We're going to take a look at it. And why not? So let me adjust the camera so we can take a gander. Okay, so here we have it. Here we have this one here. So the first thing I'm going to do before we even take a look is take off the plastic surrounding it. Because that's when these Steelbooks come to life. When you get this plastic off. And I wasn't a fan of this design too much when I saw it online, but in hand it's got a nice, it looks better in hand, far better, with the way it catches the light. And you don't get that when you're looking at it online, looking at the image online. Obviously the age ratings there are stickers that are removable. So let me remove the J card after we take a look. So here we have it. We have a wealth of special features, as you can see there, and some of them are only on that 4K disc. Then we have all of the tech specs. With that red, I don't know if that's visible. It's not very clear having red against a black background, is it? But there we go. I will give this a watch again sometime soon. Right, let's take that off. I've got no idea what's on the back, what the back image is, but we'll take a look together. So like I said, there's the front. As you can see, the art does wrap around that Steelbook, and as a side you get that there, Furiosa. And on the back, we get that, which is, well, I don't know, does that match the front? Oh yeah, it does actually. When you open it up, okay, that's fair enough. It does come across and join that. Let's take a look at the interior. Do we have art on the discs, or is it just coloured discs? And we've got, well, we've got art on one, which is obviously the 4K disc right there, and on the other we just have the Blu-ray blue standard disc and an image there. Now, there is a character in this film that is kind of Mad Max-esque in style, a fella who drives the war rig. And he was quite a good character in it. But yeah, so that is the Steelbook for Furiosa, a Mad Max-less saga. Can't get it to stand up now. There we go. So yeah, in hand, not the worst Steelbook that I've seen. I think the design could be somewhat better. And like I said, the Steelbook design from Italy, which hasn't been released yet, but here's an image. I think that's better. There's more colour to it. It's got a bit more. Now, this film here, I was a bit worried about it going into it. I was worried about Chris Hemsworth. I was worried about Chris Hemsworth casting and the makeup that he's got, the heavy prosthetics, his nose and that. But to be honest, Chris Hemsworth came away as one of the strong elements from this film after watching it. He was very good. He was very good in it. Anya Taylor-Joy was okay in the young Furiosa. And yeah, action set-wise, it's got a lot to offer. But be aware that you've got far more of a narrative. It plays far differently than a lot of the other Mad Max films. As Mad Max movies go, Fury Road I would put above this. I would put Mad Max 2 above this. Mad Max 1 I'm not the biggest fan of. It's a very different kind of beast of a film. So this is somewhere middle of the road Mad Max movie wise. Just a shame that there's no Max in it.